Oh, hey, howdy gamers. Welcome back to my channel. Now, today we are going to be discussing what the fuck is a microwave. Now, a microwave is actually not what you cook your food in. However, it is a type of light. What you cook your food in is called a microwave oven. Before we can talk more about what microwaves are, we first need to discuss what is light. Light is not just light bulbs and switches. That is really only one small part of what light really is. Britannica Encyclopedia defines light as electromagnetic radiation that occurs over an extremely wide range of wavelengths. Wavelength is the distance between two successive peaks, or kinda how big that light is in a more simplified term. Since light is over an extremely wide range of wavelengths, it is separated into 6 main categories, called the electromagnetic spectrum. Those 6 are gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet light, visible light, infrared light, microwaves, and radio waves. Those are in order from the lowest wavelength. Gamma rays have the shortest wavelength to the longest wavelength at radio waves. But we're only focusing on one, and that is microwaves. Microwaves have a bigger wavelength than visible light, which is the light that we see. Every light that you see is called visible light. But microwaves also have a shorter wavelength than radio waves. Now, we get to the question of what the fuck is a microwave? We have established that microwaves are a form of light, but that still doesn't really answer the question as to what a microwave is. That definition, it's honestly kind of boring. It's a light. What more do you need to know? But what isn't boring are microwave ovens. Microwave ovens are often referred to as simply microwaves. Most of you clicked on this video probably thinking there was only one quote-unquote microwave. The one you cook kid cuisines in Hot Pockets. So why is it called a microwave? Well, that's simple. It uses microwaves, the light, to cook the food. Microwaves are produced inside the oven by an electron tube called a magnetron. The science and stuff behind that can be confusing and can definitely be boring, so that's all you need to know. Microwaves are produced inside the oven, which then in turn cook the food. But how does it cook the food? Well, the microwaves interact with water molecules inside whatever you're heating up, causing the water molecules to vibrate and subsequently heat up your food, or whatever you're heating up. For some, a microwave oven is a controversial topic. Some people fear it and will never use a microwave, as they believe it is harmful, and others swear by it, but nevertheless, it is an item that is in almost every common household. There is truth to microwaves being harmful to you. That isn't just people being afraid of technology or whatever. Microwaves, the light, are incredibly dangerous towards living things. Since it heats up water molecules, and most living things, their bodies are made up of more than half of water, including us, microwaves can be incredibly dangerous. After only a couple seconds of exposure, microwaves can cause deadly burns on your skin. If the microwaves are exposed to your eyes, you can go blind within seconds. However, this doesn't mean you should be afraid of microwave ovens. They are perfectly safe as long as yours is in working order. Have you ever noticed that you cannot start your microwave until the door is completely shut? Or have you noticed a black grid of circles on the microwave's door? Both of those are for your protection, making the microwave completely safe to use. Now let's talk about those black circles. This is one of the coolest things, in my personal opinion, that a microwave oven contains. On every microwave door, there is a black film on it with little circles perfectly cut and spaced out evenly. It almost mimics like a sunshade in a sense. Those circles are perfectly measured and perfect size. The size of those circles is just smaller than the wavelength of a microwave. That means no microwaves can escape through that door. However, visible light can. Most microwaves contain a light that turns on when you begin to cook something. That light is not what cooks the food, but is there to illuminate the oven so you can see the progress on whatever you are cooking. The circles on the door allow for you to still view what you are cooking without being risked at being cooked yourself. Now, another big thing that the big problem with microwaves, or the big warning for microwaves, is metals. We all know about metals. It is a well-known fact, or at least should be, that you should never put metal inside a microwave. If a metal is placed inside a microwave, like a fork, that fork will begin to spark and fire will ensue. This is due to the microwave moving the electrons of the metal, giving it a charge. That charge will eventually want to discharge, and it will start to spark and maybe even catch fire. This spark is similar to shocking someone after shuffling your feet on the carpet and then touching someone, but much faster and more dangerous. However, this doesn't mean all metal cannot go in microwaves. The oven walls, for example, are made of metal, so why don't they spark? Well, that is because they are flat, smooth surfaces designed to bounce the microwaves around. The main problem with putting like a fork or a spoon in a microwave is that they are not flat, they are curved, and it makes it very dangerous. But not all metals inside a microwave end up in catastrophe. Heck, even the paper within a Hot Pocket wrapper that you throw in the microwave is lined with aluminum to help cook your Hot Pocket faster and better. However, this does not mean go ahead and try it yourself. No, please, and I mean this, please, do not put any metal in your microwave no matter what. If it is metal, don't put it in there. Only microwave things that are labeled as microwave safe or the instructions say to use the microwave. So finally, we're going to talk about the concerns that many people have with microwaves. The ovens, of course. So microwaves are still present in the oven after the oven has turned off. Microwave cooked food can cause health problems. And microwaves are still present in the food after it is cooked, which is why instructions say to let it sit. Now, all of these are not true, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first problem, microwaves are still present in the oven after the oven is turned off. This is not true. Although yes, the oven was made to reflect the microwaves. When you turn off the oven, those microwaves are long gone. It is true that the oven turns off, that maybe a couple microwaves are still going to bounce after it is technically turned off. However, microwaves are a type of light, which means that they travel at the speed of light. If you are unaware, the speed of light is 186,282 miles per second, or 299,792 kilometers per second. That means a particle of light can travel around the entire Earth 7.5 times in a second. That microwave could bounce in an oven over 1,000 times after the oven has turned off, and your face can be right next to the door. Heck, even if you wanted to ensure you get quote-unquote as much exposure as possible, and those microwaves would still be long gone. When you turn off your lights, they don't just slowly fade away, unless that's a setting, of course. They go away instantaneously. So the next issue is microwave cooked foods can cause health problems. Simply put, all microwaves do is heat up water. That's all they do. If you are somehow able to get a 100% dry and microwave safe object and remove all the water that is inside the air, inside the oven, and put that object in for 5 minutes, after those 5 minutes, that object would not heat up at all, since there was no water to heat up. And the final problem is microwaves are still present in food after it is cooked, which is why instructions say to let food sit. This is a combination of both of the previous complaints, and like both of those, it is wrong. Since all the oven does is heat up water, there is no way for microwaves to be absorbed, and since all microwaves disappear instantaneously once the oven is shut off, there is zero chance for there to be any harm with you eating your food besides temperature. Instructions say to let food sit simply because they don't want to get sued for someone burning themselves after taking the item directly out of their microwave. Now, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I appreciate it.